So that's just kind of what I wanted to hit upon today. I don't know if we're going to do a question and answer and I'd be happy to answer more specific questions from folks because, like I said, I like learning and hearing new things.
We have a few questions here. I just the sound here beside hand there. Okay, question: when Ottawa realizes that the referendum will happen, I'm just gonna restart the questions already. When Ottawa realizes that the referendum will happen, Ottawa at the MSM, mainstream media, I guess, anyone, is going to release. Sorry, the writing is terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, please say it to me.
The mainstream media is going to release all hell in the media. How do we fight back against this?
How do we push back against the mainstream media? Oh, you've asked the right guy. Screw the mainstream media. Subscribe to the Western Standard. Subscribe to the Epoch Times. I know I'm self-serving. I'm starting with my own, but we've got a lot of alternatives. I'm glad you asked because it is an interesting time. We have more access to different sources of information than we've ever had before, but we've also got more access to BS than we ever have before. So when you're picking, you can't afford to subscribe to everything as much as some of us would like to. So you got to pick and choose carefully where you're going. And the main thing I say with that is look to who's paying their bills. So legacy media, the government is paying their bills. Well, guess who they're going to dance to? Guess who they're going to be afraid to critique? Guess what side they're always going to land on? Rebel News, True North, Western Standard, Epoch Times, we're all subscription-based. That means we answer to you. So if our stories stink, if we're too biased, you'll unsubscribe. We'll go broke. So we have to be careful of that. We have to think about that. It doesn't mean we're slanted, but it does mean what we have to always bear in mind that we're serving our readers, not the government. And that keeps us honest. If we become dishonest, you guys will fire us. But it gets back to that conscious choice thing about where you're getting your information, and I know it's tough. We've got to break a lot of habits. Some interesting polls out of the last election, when we saw that a lot, particularly in the East, it used to be that the older people were more conservative and the younger were more liberal. This time around, it was a lot of the older people were liberal and the younger were conservative. And you know what it was? Older people were watching the bloody CBC. I hate to say it, but that was found in the polling. So when all you get is your information from the Socialist Broadcast Network, you get that biased, slanted crap. What point of view are you going to come to? You're not going to get the facts on things. You're not going to hear about the real issues that happen. You're not going to hear about somebody who's suffering from the longest mischief trial in Canadian history. You're going to hear about pronouns and multi-gender bathrooms and renaming streets into unintelligible things. You're going to, I have land acknowledgements. It's garbage, but we've got to move away from it. So you're right. It is a challenge. With the legacy media, when they realize we're getting closer, they're going to fight us tooth and nail with all they've got. But we've just got to, again, the same sort of thing, encourage our friends and family to seek other sources of information. They're out there. Elbows up, fine, but punt the CBC, punt the CTV, and get some independent media sources. There's lots of them.